Let's see if I get my sound off here. Let's see if sound off here. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time to celebrate cooking with Tupperware. And oh, I've got, hold on. Gotta turn off the background. There we go. I think we go. Yep. Turn off the background. There we go. I think we go. Did I turn it off? Turn off background. There we go. Background. There we go. Oh, I know where. Hold on. I found it. I know where. Okay. I found it. It's going to reverb for a bit. It's going to reverb for a bit. Oh, oh. Reverb for a bit. Why is it doing that? I'm not sure why it's doing that. Not sure why it's doing that. Sure why it's doing that. Oh, yeah, I do. It's doing that. Yeah, I do. It's doing that. Yeah, I do. So I've got my phone. I've got to try and there we go. Okay, technology, folks. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that was fun, folks. Yeah. We're crazy. So anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Connie Welcher. I am the top manager of the Be a Star Tupperware unit. And we get together once a week to kind of cook together and hang out. And then we invite you guys to come and hang out with us. So we would love for you to click in the right-hand corner up there and click that little bell. Or is it over there? I'm not sure where it is for you, but for me, it's over there. To remind yourself that we come live every Tuesday. And I am going to, we're going to be starting off today. We're celebrating Mother's Day. This is your final reminder, folks. Mother's Day is Sunday. Don't mess up, right? And we come together on Tuesdays, we cook. Today we're celebrating Mother's Day. I am joined, as always, by my best, she's like the best manager ever. She's awesome. And that's Serena Singer, and she's at her kitchen. And so we, like I said, we get together, we cook, we share recipes, we share tips and tricks about using your Tupperware products, and we invite you along the way. So we hope that you guys have a good time. Feel free to comment in the comments. Let us know that you're here. This is kind of an interactive. It's just a social event. It's not like, you know, it's not school, it's not church. You can talk back to us. You can hang out with us. We're going to get started, though, with, well, I don't know. We didn't even talk about who was going to start. Serena, did you want to start? Mine need like 20 minutes in the freezer.
No, you start. Mine's quicker than that.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem then. So we're going to start with a wonderful drink. How about that? Can we do that, folks? We can start with wonderful drink. Okay. So right now, for the month of May, our cold brew carafe is on special. And if you guys haven't seen our cold brew carafe in action before, this is amazing. When I went to Jubilee, I was introduced to it, and I was just flabbergasted because I don't normally like coffee. I'm not a big coffee drinker. So I thought, you know, what am I going to use that for? Now, don't get me wrong. Once I got my cold brew carafe, that changed real quick and in a hurry, because then what I could do is I could make my cold brew and I could throw in my lovely fix-ins and mix-ins and have all kinds of yumminess that I wanted the way I wanted for pennies on the dollar. Have you guys gone to any of the big coffee chains lately and got just a grande, like the medium size drink, right? Is ridiculous. Is ridiculous. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think of how many times you get one a week and add up that how much you spend a month in coffee alone. Not to mention the gas to get there, the time it takes for you to stand in line or sit in the drive-through, all of that adds up. You know, time is money, right? Well, with the cold brew carafe, you can make your own cold brew really simple at home with whatever coffee you like. And you can make it either ready to drink, or you can make it concentrated. So if you're like me and you like to add in some of those things, or if you're like my good friend Eva, just likes to drink it on the concentrate, which is insane to me because I tried it once and I was bouncing off the walls for days. Like, whoa. That was when they call that nitro, they're not playing, they're not messing around. That's nitro. Okay. So, but what I found out was I could make tea. I always thought that you had to cook coffee and cook tea and hot steep it, right? And that's what made the steeping process happen. That's what I thought. Turns out that's not the case at all. You just need to steep it in the water, and the natural flavoring comes out of your tea and your coffee grounds. So that's the way cold brew is made. The difference is that it's not cooked, it's steeped. And because of it, you're not going to get the acidic flavoring that you get from tea and from coffee. You're going to get a much smoother taste and a much smoother texture to it. And so today I'm making pineapple coffee or pineapple tea. Now you can make any kind of flavor tea you like, blackberry, raspberry, acai tea, you can make blueberry, whatever you want. It's really, really simple. So you're going to find your favorite type of tea that you like. And I am an old school Earl Grey drinker, but I also really like Lady Grey tea. So what I did was I took a mixture of the two teas. You need about 6 tablespoons of your tea, of loose leaf tea, or 6 like little sachets of it. And then you add a cup of whatever fruit you want in the strainer. So this is our infusion strainer, and it has guidelines on it. It's got right here, if you're making your coffee and you want it to ready to drink, you're gonna add your coffee to the middle line and then fill the water up to the black line. If you want nitro coffee or concentrated coffee, you're going to fill it up to the second line and then fill your water up to the top of the black line. Now, when you're doing that, but with tea, you never want to fill it all the way up. You just want to fill it to the first line here. And that's because tea expands as it gets wet, and as it steeps, it gets bigger. And if you were to fill it all the way up, what's going to happen is you're going to have tea like boil over. You don't want that. Okay, so you're going to fill up your tea, 6 tablespoons of tea. You're going to fill up a cup of fruit, whatever fruit it is that you like. You're going to then fill it very carefully up to the black line with your water. Now, it can be filtered water. It can even be your tap water. It's, if you've got good tap water, go with your good tap water. Here where I live, we don't have good tap water. That's why I've got that thing back there in the corner. So I fill it up to the line. It doesn't have to be cold. It doesn't have to be, super cold, but cold or room temperature. You don't want to fill hot water in here. All right, no hot water, folks. Because remember, we're not cooking our tea, we're not cooking our coffee, we're steeping. So cold to room temperature. You're gonna put on your cover, and then you can pop it in your refrigerator, or you can just leave it on the counter for 8 to 10 hours or overnight, depending on how strong you want it. And then you've got amazing tea. You're like, Connie, 8 to 10 hours, I need my coffee now. Well, you're just gonna have to learn how to do it ahead of time. Or like me, have 2 of them. so that every day I'm rotating it. I've got one that is steeping, I've got one that I am getting ready to steep. It steeps overnight, and in the morning, my coffee or my tea is ready for me. So then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to get a little drain here. Let it go. Yep. Perfect. And the cover acts as a coaster. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a simple syrup. A simple syrup is just 1 part sugar, 1 part water. You heat it up until you can't see the granules anymore. And then that's your perfect simple syrup. And I'm going to add a simple syrup to this. And this is going to be ready to go. I'm just going to pop it into the refrigerator or serve it over ice. And for my Mother's Day, I've got my beautiful pineapple tea ready to go for Mother's Day brunch. I think maybe my Mother's Day, I'm going to make some blackberry tea because I think that's going to be fantastic. So my tea and my drink is ready to go. So grab a drink because we've got another recipe ready for you for Mother's Day brunch. And I'm going to pass it on over to my good friend Serena. She is going to be showcasing you some more Mother's Day recipes and some more amazing products that you can try in your own Tupperware test kitchen. So take it away, Serena.
Hi, everybody. So let me flip my screen here. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to the side because we're going to get to that in a minute. But I'm starting with the stack cooker, and I love the stack cooker. It is one of my absolute favorite products. It gets used the most in my house because it is so versatile. You can do everything from a 3-course meal in 30 minutes or less in your microwave, and everything comes out at the same time, piping hot, ready for your family to eat. Or you can do a cake in 8 to 10 minutes in the microwave. Bake a cake. Roast a chicken. Roast a whole chicken, rotisserie style chicken in 30 minutes or less, depending on the weight of the chicken. It takes about 5 to 6 minutes per pound. So tonight I am whipping up a side dish for Mother's Day that is just simply rosemary, thyme, green beans. So right now I'm going to use the colander portion. I've got 1 pound of green beans trimmed and cut. And then I've got a little bit of water in the bottom, and I'm going to steam them. So I'm going to pop this in the microwave for about 5 minutes. It says 4 to 6, but I'm going to try 5. So while that's going, I've got another recipe here that's a great idea for Mother's Day, and that is bruschetta. It's a classic Italian appetizer recipe. It's very simple ingredients, very quick to make, and I'm using the supersonic tall chopper to make it with. So all I've done is taken 2 Roma tomatoes. The recipe calls for 8, so you would need like maybe the supersonic extra chopper, the large one. But only myself and my daughter can eat it because my son's allergic to raw tomatoes. So then I've got 2 Romas just kind of coarse chunked up in here. I've got about, I don't know, just a little less than 1/4 cup of fresh basil leaves. And I'm going to throw in a teaspoon or a clove, equivalent of a clove of garlic. And just a little bit of about a tablespoon of you can use straight olive oil and a mix of balsamic vinegar with the 2, or I've got a special balsamic olive oil dipping oil that I'm using to make it. I found that at a specialty store. So I'm just going to add that in. spread my oil. And then another tablespoon of my aged balsamic vinegar. And this is typically very on the pricier side of ingredients, but you use so little and get so much flavor that a bottle lasts you as long as you keep it sealed and in a dark, cool location. I keep mine down in the Lazy Susan down there, so it does stay in a dark, cool location all the time. It'll last for a long time. So you can get your money's worth out of it. And I'm just gonna give this a couple of quick pulls just to blend it all up. Just until it's kind of a chunk, a little bit more. And I love this because it's great for camping because it doesn't require electricity, or an RV living, again, doesn't require electricity. And the kids can even do it. It's so simple to pull. So, all right, gotta get. Handy. So, be careful of the blades though. They are super sharp. And all you're gonna do is I'm gonna mix in just a little bit of salt and pepper into my tomatoes. Not too much. You don't want to overpower the balsamic vinegar flavor. And just give that a quick stir. And as you can see, it's just a nice, easy appetizer. And then you just put it on like baguette slices, or you can get those little toasted rounds in the bakery that are already done up and ready to go, and you can use those. And you just simply spoon it on and it's ready to serve. It's ready to eat. So that's a quick, easy, less than 5-minute appetizer. And you can scale it, you know, for mom's brunch or any kind of occasion where you need a quick appetizer that's light, fresh. And with the summer coming, you can use up all those fresh tomatoes that you're growing in your garden. So there is the bruschetta. And how much time do we have? We got, oh, it's getting ready to be. Okay, I'm gonna set these off to the side so I don't get cut. Okay. Take these out and check them. And the handles stay cool, as you can see. Open this away from me. All right, that looks good. So now the recipe says to, it said to boil them, but I prefer steaming my vegetables. I'm just gonna dump this water out. And the great thing is I've already dirtied this dish, so I'm just going to reuse it. Put my green beans in here. Put my colander in the sink. And then I've got, let me check my, okay. So we're gonna use 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and this one I am gonna use olive oil. And it doesn't take much. All right, 2 teaspoons, and then 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Okay. All right. And then I've already collected all my spices, which is half a teaspoon of dried crushed rosemary, half a teaspoon of crushed thyme, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on here. And then stir. And then you're going to pop it right back in the microwave for about another minute, minute and a half. Oh, my see it's down. All right, just to let the flavors meld and get incorporated. And I'm using my favorite scooper spoon. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, pepper I'm using. All right, so I'm just gonna pop this in for another minute, minute and a half. And that side dish will be done. And it's quick and easy. Again, if you grow green beans in your garden, it's a great way to use up your fresh green beans. Or if you freeze them or can them or whatever, again, you can still use this recipe for a little something different as far as flavor. I'm gonna turn you back over to Connie because I think she's got something else in store.
That looks good. So I don't eat fresh tomatoes that often, but because for some reason they don't like meat. But I love fresh tomatoes though. So every once in a while I try to get a little bit, and that bruschetta looks really, really good. I might have to try and make that for myself for Mother's Day. I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Would you try that in your home kitchen, in your test kitchen? Now I tell you one thing, I wouldn't try it if I didn't have the right tools to make it. If I didn't have the supersonic chopper, I would definitely not. If I had to chop that, no, I'm not making that. Way too much work if you have to stand there with a knife and no, But because I've got the supersonic chopper, I might definitely try that because then you've got the right tools. And with Tupperware, that's what it's all about. It's about having the right tools, right? Okay, so for your dessert, we've got a fun, a little classy. It's a little kind of fun. So every day I make 28 days of cake on my own personal profile. Today I made cake truffles. I made cake truffles, which are basically cake pops without the stick. But it's really simple. It's just a basic cake mix that's made based on the box. Follow the box recipe, and then you just add about a cup of buttercream to it, and you chop it up. You chop the cake mix up till it's got a fine grain or a cornbread texture to it. Oh, those look so good. Oh my gosh. Distraction. Serena's distracting me, Mom. Okay. Can you tell it's dinner time at my house? Oh my gosh. Okay. So with the cake though, you want to put it in your supersonic extra, which is the big one. And we learned today that the recipe calls for you to use the paddle attachment. That doesn't work. Use the blades. Use the blades attachment. It worked perfect. And it grinds it up into that coarse, grainy texture. You just plop it in your buttercream, mix it together, and then you're going to use your where do I have these? I don't know where I went. Your measuring scoops. So your Tupperware scoops. And I'm like, I just finished doing this show. Oh, it's over here. So here I have my cake mixture, right? This is just basically cake and buttercream frosting. That's all it is. And I just used they call for the 1 tablespoon. I feel like I probably could have gotten away with the 2 tablespoon one, the bigger one, because these are going to be kind of little, but that's okay. they'll still get eaten, don't worry. Pop them in the freezer. On our silicone mat, which goes in the freezer, in the refrigerator, in the oven, and in the microwave, our silicone does. And the reason it can do that is because it's 100% silicone. Some other products that you get out there on the market are not 100% silicone, and that's why you get splitting that happens in the silicone when it goes from extreme temperatures. With Tupperware silicone, 100% silicone. Because it's silicone, it remembers its shape, so you can fold it up and store it away somewhere nice and neat and tidy. And then when you take it, it pops out and it knows exactly what shape it's supposed to be in. And so I've just popped out all of my little truffles here onto my silicone. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take either white chocolate or regular chocolate, and you can choose wafers or you can use chocolate chips, and you're just going to cover them in yummy chocolate. Yes. So you're going to make them like kind of cute and pretty, right? Now, I would definitely use a different color combination. This is just what I had on hand because it seems like one of the foragers in my house have eaten all of my chocolate chips. Yeah, look at you. Okay, so, but I did have white chocolate chips. Now I'm going to give you a couple tips about melting chocolate chips. Unlike wafers, when chocolate chips melt, they keep their shape. So where wafers will melt down and look like melted chocolate, chocolate chips don't. So you want to melt your chocolate chips in stages and check them because they will burn in like an eyelash, right? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill up your micro pitcher with your chocolate chips. I'd say probably about, you want to do this in batches. About a cup to start with, I think. Now here's the thing. When you do it in batches, though, you're going to want to completely clean out your micro pitcher between batches because you don't want to burn the chocolate, okay? If you have any extra chocolate in there and you put it back in the microwave for the next batch, that chocolate's already cooked through, it'll burn. And once you have burnt chocolate in there, it makes the rest of the chips burn quickly. Okay, so we're gonna cover it up in the microwave. We're gonna do it in no more than 45 seconds. Literally that fast. I'm going to do it in 15 to 20 seconds to start and give it a stir. And then I'm going to check it. And from there, I'm going to do 15-second increments until it's melted. Okay. So let me pop this in the microwave. I don't want to put it in there for like the whole 30 to 45 seconds because your microwave, it isn't always working at the temperature that you think it is, and it might be running hot today, or it could be that the humidity in the house is such that it makes the fan not as effective, blah, blah, blah. And you also need to get to know your microwave. Okay. Okay. So I can feel that we haven't even started warming up yet. So I'm going to give it another 15 seconds in my microwave, and then I'm going to check it. I'm going to give it a stir. Meanwhile, I'm going to take my cake truffles and I'm just going to roll them into a little bit of a ball because they've got that flatness to them because I scooped them out. I'm going to roll them into a ball so that I can cook the chocolate. All right. Now here in the Midwest, the humidity is happening. You can see I'm melting, all right? So I keep everything, all of my dry goods, you can see them over here on the counter because it is refilling day. I keep all of my dry goods in modular mates because you can see how it keeps your chocolate chips from sticking and getting that really weird film all over the top of it nobody likes, right? I'm gonna check our chocolate chips here. Give them a quick stir. They're starting to get soft. Not yet there. About probably another 20 seconds and it'll start melting. All right. It takes a little bit of patience, but it's worth it because your mom's worth it, right? All right. So I've got my pineapple tea. We've got our bruschetta. Are you eating your bruschetta?
No.
Okay. Can't eat it in front of me. My stomach is like, growl. I'm telling you folks, literally, this is not your super produced cooking show. We literally just get together from our kitchens and goof off, cook with Tupperware, and invite you to come hang out with us. Oh yeah, it's starting to get warm. Let's see here. Oh yeah, okay. I feel like maybe one more go because they're starting to get just so that I can push them soft, but they're not melty. So let me give them like 15 more seconds. So Serena, do you guys have plans for Mother's Day?
No.
No. I don't have, I mean, all of my kiddos are somewhere else. I've got one that lives here. This is my first year as a grandma as Mother's Day, so I'm excited about that. And I kind of want to go and just kind of hop on a bus and go up and see Munchkin, but I don't want to like intrude on her Mother's Day, her first Mother's Day either. So I don't know, but I really need to go snuggle that Munchkin so much.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so you can see how they still kind of have their shape, but if I stir them, they're melted. So you see how quickly you could burn them just by checking them without actually stirring them. So you definitely want to stir them to make sure that they're melted. Because if you just check them and you're like, oh, well, they still have their shape, next time around, you'll burn them. It'll be that fast. All right. Now they're still, I don't know. I feel like I could put it in there for like 5 more seconds to really get that texture that I want, but I don't want to hold you guys up. I want to show you what I want to do here. Okay, so I need some sprinkles or coconut or whatever you want to put on them. I just had some brown. Now, do you guys call these sprinkles or do you call them jimmies?
I know both in the past, but usually sprinkles.
Sprinkles. I call them sprinkles. Out on the West Coast, we call them sprinkles. Out here in the Midwest, everybody calls them jimmies.
Yep.
I don't even know what that.
Jimmies. And down here in the South, my granny called them jimmies.
Really? Okay. So I think it's just kind of it's kind of a down home thing. So, okay. So you take your cake truffle, again, cake and buttercream frosting. It's really all that is. You're going to give it a quick turn over in your chocolate, right? Now, this is a messy recipe. You're going to get messy, folks. You just are, okay? Pop it into your fixins. I probably could have let these freeze a little bit longer too, but I really wanted to show you. And then that's why I like using my my breakfast maker here, because then I can just kind of shake them around and get them all rolled up. See, yep, I'm already getting messy. And get them covered up with our coverings. And then you're going to pop them back on your silicone mat and pop them back into your freezer. And then you're going to have your cute little truffles, just like that. You're like your cake truffles, right? So personally, I would probably get, this was a canister worth of the sprinkles. I'd probably get 2 and use the cover of the stack cooker so that I could do more of them at the same time and just kind of roll them around and then put them down so that I can get it back in the freezer. Definitely freeze them a little longer than 20 minutes. And then when you take them out, start working with them immediately. Don't sit here and jibber jabber with your girlfriends online, because then they get soft and they're not as rollable. You want them nice and firm and frozen through before you're doing this, because as soon as you pop them in the hot chocolate, they get mushy. Yeah. But yeah, so then you have like these cute cake truffles that are kind of like cake pops, but a little chicer for mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, folks, that's all we've got for you guys today. We hope that you guys have a wonderful Mother's Day and a wonderful weekend. We're going to see you guys back next week. Now, a couple things we want. You got some homework. You got homework, folks. Got some homework. Listen up. Got homework. Homework number 1. Hit the bell. The bell up in the corner so that you like and follow our page and that you get a notification the next time that we are live. Homework number 2. Put in the comments what products you want to see us demonstrate. And we'll see if we can find a recipe that goes along with it. And we'll even tag you and say, hey, so-and-so, we're doing your recipe, right? Because we've got our own favorites that we like to demonstrate, obviously, that we use day to day in our kitchen. And that's what you're going to see most often. But I'm pretty sure I have everything in the catalog. And if I don't have it, my good friend Serena's got it. And if she doesn't have it, we can find it, or we can find a guest demonstrator for you. But we want to be here for you and to make this relevant and interesting for you to come back and hang out with us. So we're hoping that you guys come back on Tuesday and hang out with us again. And if this is something that looks like it's a lot of fun to do, just to kind of hang out, cook in your own kitchen and hang out with the cool kids, let us know in the comments, because we would love to invite you to come and be part of our team so that you can come and cook with us on Celebrate Cooking with Tupperware Team Be a Star. So we're going to see you guys next Tuesday. Have an amazing weekend. And we're going to say bye for now. Bye.
Bye.